Video is going to be about how to find new backgrounds, download them, put them into the correct ProPresenter folder for easy formatting, and then also loading them into the playlist. So we're going to start Google Chrome. We're going to want to open up Worship profile, and then we're going to look for, I believe it's Shift Worship. Shift Worship. We are already logged in. And since this coming Sunday is Mother's Day, I'm searching for a Mother's Day pack. So Mother's Day search. To save time on this video, I already went through and decided out which one I liked. That doesn't necessarily mean it'll work. We do need to check it on the screens, but we can do that later. But I like the spring collection. And then gonna download all of the motions. We like the motion ones best because that gives us our flowy backgrounds. So this part does take a little bit, so I'm gonna go through, download all of them, and then I will come back to this video. So let's see. All right, so this is the last video that I downloaded. So now we're gonna open up Finder and go to downloads. What we see is all of them Spring Journey something. So we're going to highlight them all, right click and copy. So now under locations, we're going to go to Google Drive, then shared drives, ProPresenter. Currently, we don't have a good folder to put it in because this is a single day's set of backgrounds and not what we're going to be using for a long time. So what we're going to want to do is right click and new folder. So then we can label that Mother's Day. And then we can paste all 21 of those items in there. So this is copying them all, and now they're all in there. So at this point, all of our items are there. So then we're going to open up ProPresenter. That just takes a little bit, but that's okay. Now you can either do Control V or Media to open up our bottom. And what we see is we don't currently have the Mother's Day folder in there. So we have to hit the little plus sign next to Media, New Smart Playlist. And so now it pops up our options here. So then go to Google Drive, Shared Drive, ProPresenter, Mother's Day, and then you click OK. Now that shows it up over here. I'm going to bring that a little bit higher so we can see it. Now what this does and why we bring it in this way is because if we are to right click on it, its playback behavior is automatically on loop, which means in this case, the 20-second video will always be looping. Whereas if you went through Finder and downloads and you dragged it over, it would only play for 20 seconds and then it would stop, and we would have to individually tell it to loop. But this way, if we put it through the media folder, it's already on loop. So now what we're going to do is go to sermon files, communion service, rather than having the former background that we have for communion, we can drag and drop communion over here. So that's going to be there, and then it will autofill in. Messages is going to be the same because we're still going through the same message series. Offering, we'll find the tithes and offering, and we'll drag that and copy it over there. Service countdown video. I actually forgot to download that. So we're going to go back to Google, and I think the one on the right looks prettier. So we're going to download that. Just kind of let it download it, do its thing. We'll come back to that. So then thanks for joining us. We have two different options here. We could do God bless, have a great week, or thanks for joining us. I think the thanks for joining us looks better. It's really up to you. So just drag and drop that there. Welcome and announcements. That's our announcements thing. Welcome loop. We could do welcome, thanks for joining us. However, because it's Mother's Day, I'm going to actually do the one that says Happy Mother's Day rather than welcome. So that's what we're going to do there. At this point, it looks like it is done downloading. So what we're going to do is go back to Finder, under Downloads, find the one that says Countdown. So that's this one, Spring Journey Mother's Day Countdown. Right click, click Copy. Then we're going back to our locations, Shared Drive, ProPresenter, Mother's Day. And then we're going to paste it in here, if I can find it. Paste item. There we go. And now that's loading up in there. So we're coming over here and we see it's attempting to load, which is really nice that it auto fills in. And then as it is loading, it will work on it. And then there should be a pop-up that comes up saying it's ready. And when we click on it, the countdown starts. So we can go over to Service Countdown Video and drag and drop that over there. Now, when we go back to our service playlist that we have for the weekend, we can click on it and it's auto-populated there. So now the last thing that we need to do is change backgrounds for the songs. This is completely up to your discretion. And let's see. Let's try this one for song one. Song one, we got that. See how the words look over it. We can look at our preview on the top right. I think that looks good. The white clearly shows up on it. So then the next song, let's try this one. It's another darker one that I think works well for the white words. So we're going to try that. And the white words look great on it. So then last song, we're going to go back to the bottom. This is a song that goes with communion. And so there isn't one. Oh, there is one that directly matches it. My preference with the communion song is that we do the one that has the same background as communion, if possible. And it kind of helps ease with the transition into the song. So then drag and drop that to the intro slide of the song that goes with communion and just verify that the words work. So now what we see is we go from communion to there and it just gets rid of the words and then we can add lyrics to it. And that way it's about as seamless as possible. And then thanks for joining us is already there. And so now we have a new background set up specifically for Mother's Day. And you can do that for anything. If you were just at this point, say we're 6, 7, 8 weeks into the series and we're sick of our current series backgrounds, what you would do is you would download them the exact same way, but instead of putting them in a Mother's Day folder, you would go to current series, delete everything that's there, and then put the backgrounds that you want in there, and then it would show up under the current series folder.